What is up, everyone? Eric here, back at it again. So, just gonna quickly recap how this trade went this week. Um, I'll do another little video recap of the whole month of January and kind of go over those profits with you guys. I know I only did like the first 1 or 2 weeks or so, but I'll just go back through and recap it later. Sorry, I've been very busy finishing up the course and working on this live streaming for you guys, in addition to doing all these other stuff here. Again, all me, no help. Closest thing I got help with is just the admin teams that help me out with alerts. That's about it. But other than that, all this other stuff I'm trying to put together for you guys just to kind of keep you to be continue to be profitable throughout the market in various different ways. So without further ado, we're gonna recap my trades here, just so you guys can get a better picture of how I was looking at things and how things planned out, so you can kind of get that thought process in your mind and be able to become more and more profitable trader as well too. Um, yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Again, this week I only did about 7 trades. Um, it's a crazy week. I had jury duty on Tuesday, and we'll get into it. We'll talk about the MSGM trade. That thing was ridiculous. It was a while since we've seen a trade like that, but hey, it happened. And for those of you who banked, congrats. Got a lot of your emails and messages about it. I mean, I was seeing commas on some of you guys' gains on there because of that alert. Congrats to you guys who did. Those of you that didn't or may have missed out on it, it's fine. Again, remember, there's going to be more coming. So, don't hit FOMO. Don't fall into it, okay? You live to trade another day. If you didn't bank on it, it's okay. It's a learning lesson. You'll get better. All right, just keep at it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these trade reviews so I can make this quick review here for you guys because I got to get back to working on the course and all that good stuff for you guys that want it. But yeah, let's take a look at my first trade. It's funny, coincidentally, my first trade of the week was actually the last trade of the week too, HSCS, and I almost went out of it this week with like the last trade being a loss, but it wasn't. But anyways, we'll go into it again. But the first trade was taken on January 31st or January 30th. Quick little trade. I got in at 229. I only had like a little 10% gain, but it was a $125 gain for me. 500 shares traded. Wasn't that bad. So I didn't get into the stock until like towards after hours. And you guys probably see it all in the Facebook group posted throughout the feed there, so you can go look at those all you want. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory not to push the envelope with this trade because one, you had it testing the highs in the pre-markets again, and it broke highs here. Obviously, this is a key point. It's opening bell, still fresh in the hour, but you got a lot of resistance right here, right? Basic price action, reading, and the stock is going to pull back some. Held some support there, which is great. Same thing here. Try to push up. Now, at this point, guys, here, it's in a channel from this point to this point. It's pretty much channeling throughout the whole day. Now, the reason why I got in at 229 towards like the semi right before power hour, expecting this to be the power hour runner for the day because it was one of the higher gainers. Got in at 229, and then this thing spiked up. I just really just took 10% and just left because you could easily tell that it wasn't really much budging above the resistance area. Normally, when these pops happen, they happen, frequently, and they hold there. This was a key indicator that it wasn't holding, and I decided to go ahead and just take my little gain I had, took my $125 and just cashed out. If I would have missed it, fine. If not, it would have been worse. So, actually, well, now that we look at the longer picture, it would have been probably better. But this is a day trade. I'm a day trader, right? So I'm not going to hold it through throughout the whole day and swing it or anything like that, unless it's something happens by accident. Hint, hint, wink, wink. MSGM. But anyways, that was that trade. Pretty quick trade, 10% gain, 125 with 500 shares, in at 229. Got out, called it a day. And then also too, I had jumped into GMVD on the 30th as well. Believe that one was like the earlier trade there. Let me pull that bad boy up for you guys. All right. Yeah, that was like my first trade in the morning. So let me pull it up here and go back to the 30th for you. This one with GMVD came out on the news. I don't know if you want to go back and look at the alerts or not on what it was, but let me at least get to the chart there on the 30th. Here it is. I got in at, I believe, $6.52 on that one. And this was like a quick little pre-market trade, I believe. All right, let me see if I can pull up the alert here real quick. If I can, it's okay. But yeah, I pretty much, This one was like a three, I mean, not even a 3 second. It was a really, really quick trade for me because of the fact that it didn't move much. This week, I was just spotting resistance like crazy on. And the only reason why I got caught up in this thing is because it did halt it. GMVD did halt, I believe. I don't know if I can go back that far into the alerts without messing something up, but let's see if we can see on the 30th there. I don't want to take too long in this video, but anyways, I know it was halted. 29th, 30th, there we go. GMVD, pre-market, boom, 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 volume spike. It was patent news. That's what it was, guys. Yeah, we got that alert, patent news. Then it hit a pre-market high of 675. Anyways, I would just happen to open the bell. We won't go too much into finding the alert there, but we just have to open the bell. I got in at 652 because I was waiting on a little bit of a pullback. It happened. And this right here, this candle got me psyched like, hey, this thing is going to run. Then it got halted. Then it came out and spiked up. And I just took my little 7%. It wasn't much. I did gain $235, but again, it was because of, I had 500 shares. But it wasn't a bad trade. So that's pretty much how that trade went. And it's a good thing that I took when I did because look at that. It just died out the rest of the day. I figured most of the leg was already there. And because of that candle right there was a red flag, that, hey, it's not really budging against that resistance. If you were looking at level 2, you would have seen that there was still a lot of resistance there. So that one was pretty easy. Now let's take a look at this bad boy, MSGM. This was like the bulk of my trades this week. This thing went bananas. We got this bad boy earlier. So let's go back to it. It was on the 31st. It was a great way to end the first month of the the year. So let me get it pulled up here. Let me scroll to it. All right. Sorry, I'm like multitasking here, guys. I got people messaging me and stuff like that. It's the weekend. Y'all need to be going enjoying yourself. Don't be talking to me about trading right now. But hold on. Let me pull it up here. Voila. Look at this thing. This is the meat of the move. So let's just take a quick look here and see when we got this alert. Now I got in this thing twice. Once for a $250 gain, and the other one, of course, for the $8,000 gain. Let me pull this up. January 31st. All right. Now, first things first. I did all the little research, whatever, looked at it. I told you guys, hey, MSGM, insider trading is circulating. Mike Zoy, blah, 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 bought almost $1 million worth of shares recently. $4.50. When you're coming into pre-market that morning, it's going to be at $4.50. Do with that information what you will, okay? So let's take a look at it. On the 31st, pre-market. So look, you were told right here to keep this stock on your radar. Good God, it was way back here, wasn't it? Man, I told you guys a little too early. So yeah, because here's after hours. Boom. I told you guys, hey, keep it on your radar. First thing in the morning, pre-market, this thing was up $6. And I thought I was already late to the party. You know what I mean? So, but apparently I wasn't. Again, no one knows for sure. Again, these things, the alerts, the watch list, all this stuff, guys, is just here to help you increase your odds of trading. Nothing is guaranteed. However, you manage your risk, you'll be perfectly fine. All of the segments we deal with later, but I'm not going to go into all that. We're just reviewing this trade. 450. Pre-market moves, looks good. Grinding along the volume-weighted average price, spikes up in pre-market, showing some more bullish signs there. Grinding again along the along the VWAP. Then the opening bells happen. You got a key notation here that it broke highs. It's at $9 at this point, guys. Let me widen this because this is what probably your scope of what you're looking at the time that this is happening. So again, you got it there. MSGM volume spike. We had other things coming up, but wasn't really nothing to look at. Now this is the 31st. I'm in the courthouse, So the reason why I made this trade early, I got in at $7.62, which was like right in this range here. After that pop up and let it grind, and then pretty much jumped into it there. and then jumped out of it there. It was a quick little $7. I'm sorry, $7. It was a quick little 6% gain. I wasn't going to push my luck. I was strapped for time, and I had to go run to the, to the courthouse. So I'm not going to, sit there and do all this if I can't tentatively attain to the stock. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Um, and imagine if I would have set a stop loss system like that, I probably would have got taken out. So this is what you got to keep in mind as a trader, like things that you need to work on. Traveling and trading is fine, but I can't drive, and do that stuff. So, anyways, yeah, I got out. That was my first trade with MSGM. Then all of a sudden, here it goes. This is where it all kicked off. It grinded, and then boom, broke out. You guys were blowing up the chat, and I couldn't stop looking. You guys were kicking the FOMO into me like crazy. Between like the alerts going off consistently, like it's saying boom, 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 boom. Hey, MSGM. It's open, it's halted, it's open, it's halted, it's open, it's halted. I'm sitting here looking on my phone, placing this trade. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm in jury duty. I need to be paying attention. Never been in jury duty before. This is my first time. Now this is going to be a really memorable experience for me. So, but anyways, I pull it up on my phone. So now I'm trading on my phone, and I jump in again when the stock hit $9.52. This is like the definition of traveling and trading, guys. So I was watching the charts as I'm, in the courtroom. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we got another setup coming up here. It already broke a high. I was like, you know what? Let me just place a little bit of risk, and I'll get in 500 shares at $9.52. Did a little pullback. This thing just took off. Now at this point, I'm in the courthouse just lit. I'm like, yo, look at this thing moving. All right. And so then, all this happened, pulled back, fell back. There was no reason for me to kind of get out because at this point, I was already up like, a lot of percentage. And as you guys know, I do mines based on percentage when I manage my risk. So I'm fine here to let this thing ride out for the next wave. Little did I know, all this had happened because I couldn't look at my phone at the time. And I come, at this point, I believe this was at like 7 a.m. my time. So I'm in the courthouse and all this stuff is happening. The stock is still grinding along. Meanwhile, I know none of this is happening. So this was kind of like my big lucky trade here, right? And then, look, the rest of the story is it speaks for itself. Come pre-market the next day, even though it grinded, come pre-market the next day, this thing just took off to freaking $70, $80, guys, $80. I'm happy right here. But $80, and you guys seen it in the video that I saw posted on the Facebook group. But yeah, check it out. This trade was like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, when it comes to letting your winners win, this is a prime example. I may even put this example here in the course a little bit more detail. But yeah, I mean, there was no reason at this point if I got in at $9 to kind of get out this trade until it starts to come back down to the VWAP significantly. When I say significantly, I mean significantly because look, again, if I'm in at $9, guys, okay, and I let it ran the first time, like I'm in here at this point, right? Because alerts, I looked at alerts, measured my risk, boom, took the chance. This happens, right? Why would I want to get out now? Maybe around here, if you're, greedy, you want to take your profits, that's fine, and then this happened. I mean, obviously, guys, hindsight is 2020. I teach you this, but I'm just trying to give you the idea of real time of what you should be looking at. This is so bullish. It's so far away from the volume weighted average price, and it kept trying to trace back. Even here, I mean, I'm already at 100% at the lowest point of this at $18. I've already doubled my money. I'm okay with holding it. Sometimes maybe even testing after the opening bell. Maybe around here you probably want to start letting off, but you got to remember at this point here you're in after hours, so volume is going to be low. Price can drop. So if I'm up this far, $17, pushing it to the limit, cashing out beforehand, or trying to do it more, see if it rides some more, that's fine. Even if you want to test a little bit in pre-market, just to see how it goes. I tell you guys in the beginning of the how to day trade for beginner course what to look for in the pre-market time frames to decide if you're going to enter in the trade or not. At this point, I would keep this in there, but again, I didn't want to be greedy, cashed out, all that good stuff, which is fine because I woke up late. If I would have woke up late, I'd have came back to all this. But anyways, overall, MSGM was a great trade, guys. Excellent trade. I'm glad a lot of you made money on that, which is great. Let's go ahead and just move on to the next one. VS. If you have any questions about the MSGM trade, let me know. I can answer that for you directly. But VS was it was really a timing trade for me. That was a good timing trade because I got in there at like 288. It was like a 30 something percent gain. So I got like 600 bucks from that. But this was on the first, right? So right here, the bulk of it is where I got in, which is great. And I said it in the little recap I did for you guys, like in the Facebook group, that pre-market, you learn to get in pre-market and get out pre-market. Market fluctuations, guys. You got to understand that. Okay. Anyways, got in at 288, which was like right around this time frame, spiked up, took my profit. I just wanted to quickly ride the wave there just to kind of set myself up for that day, especially coming off that MSGM, having that volume and all that good stuff. Traders are probably still watching that. Shorts was probably still watching that. So I knew this would be a little sneaky trade, uh, to kind of be able to just profit off of quickly, so not hold on and hope. I could get back in later on if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. So I just quickly jumped in 288, rode the wave up, and grabbed myself, you know, quick little 30 something percent there because of that. Um, Pretty obvious to see. But anyways, good thing I didn't hold on to it because I would have just broke even at that point. But not a bad trade, for that day. I'm already living high off life of that $8,000 trade with MSGM because that was a 144% gainer for me. $8,000 profit, $8,200 profit. You'll see it in the group. But that was pretty much it there. And then let's kind of just look at the next trade here with Lucy. Took that one yesterday, and then we'll wrap up everything else here with the other ones. Okay, I gotta actually go here in a second too. All right. Um, so Lucy got in this bad boy here at 320. Nice little 53% gainer, 840 bucks. But Eric, how'd you do that? Well, how'd you find it? The alerts, man. What the fuck you mean? What do you mean? But anyways, got in that alert. Let me go back to the first. Just trying to make everything so where you guys can see like how I look at it in real time. All right, and again, you don't need a bunch of indicators. It's really, you don't want to overcomplicate things, guys. So again, got in 288. I'm sorry, not 288, at 320. 320, right around this range. Let's open it up here for you. And just quickly rode that out. So what do you see here with this bad boy? Obviously, you're getting in early at opening bell. That's where a lot of momentum will come in, especially for buyers and sellers. This was after it was halted too, because it was halted right here. I believe Lucy did have an alert. Let's take a look here. I don't know when it had the alert, but I know it did. Let me go past today. So we got alerted this bad boy at early in the morning, pre-market. It was also already kind of up. Yeah, 17% of that. We got alerted at 179. I didn't get into it until double that, 320, which is why I tell you guys, like, just you don't need to be the first to the alerts. You just got to be able to know your entries and exits based on how you trade and what your tolerance is, and know how stocks move, guys. Well, you don't know, but you know the generalization. So there, you're just measuring your risk, right? So I get in at 320, and obviously this is at this point right here, right? Right after the halt, basically, um, in this range. So these candlesticks are telling me, hey, momentum is still there. Everything indicating wise is still telling me strength is still there. Might as well get into it and just ride that wave up, right? So I snatched up 53% at this point by just letting it ride. Look how far it went up. Sometimes the price action just plays in your favor, and that is okay. Yeah, I didn't nail the top over here, but it's all right. Because look, if you get greedy, look what happens. It all comes back to reality. That's just how it is. All right. I tell you guys, never fall in love with these stocks. Don't be bag holding. Cut your losses quickly. Stick to your plan. It's really simplistic stuff. It's just you got to work on each portion every time. So let's kind of look at the last trade that I took here. HSCS. All right. So we took a little loss on this bad boy here today. Make sure with the last one here. Yeah, I took a little loss on it because today was kind of a slow day. And you guys know I don't trade on Fridays like that. I don't really like to, but today was kind of a, Little bit of a semi-free day. I'm trying to work on, the course and everything else. Got playbooks to look at, practice to do, all that good stuff. But mainly, I got in this trade here the first time at $2.68. Took like a 4% loss because, lost 55 bucks just because of the fact that the momentum died out. Let me pull it up here. There was too much resistance from where I was at. It was just a bad entry for me. If you look here, right? So 260. So I got in like right around this area here. Now I'm thinking like to myself, okay, this could probably run another 50 to 60 cents, but it didn't. It had a lot of resistance there. That candle was thin. I believe this was coming off of a halt too as well. So getting in here at this point, it's near the break of the pre-market high. Do you see that? I told you guys I like to look for breakouts. So trying to kind of little cheat the system, get in early and, get in at 260, thinking it's going to run because it's Friday. I was hoping we have something, coming off of that. Oh, and speaking of which, previous day, a lot of things, died down quickly because of the momentum dying down because the Fed's, doing their, announcements with the Fed rate hikes. But it was only like 25-point basis. I thought it was going to be 50, but, that's not too bad. But anyways, got in there at 268, then got out. Plus, at the same time, simultaneously, I was in pxmd. I was trying to decide which one to trade today. And, BBIA and then a few other trades went off well today. So congrats to those you who banked on that. I didn't touch HSCS until later on today, which was my last trade, and it was back here. So you see how that one went well. This was like during, a little after lunchtime. And I know some of you guys were kind of talking about that too. We were kind of talking about like the lunchtime things. But I took that little loss there, small in the beginning, which is okay. Let me delete that because it ain't going to go nowhere. So I took my little loss here, which is fine because look, it came into bearish territory. Momentum started to slow down, and there was other things going on in the market. I knew enough volume wasn't going to come there, so I just left it alone. Sometimes you leave it alone and things will pop. It happens like that. You can't predict that. But again, I had to stick to my plan and measure my risk, which I'm glad I did. I'm okay with taking that loss because it was planned. Okay. Then we got back into it later on again. I got in at 326, which was way up here. So what happened? Why did I get back into it? Well, it finally broke that high, and look at where it trended. Look at how it was ascending a triangle, guys. You should know this. Boom. Got a little spike to test the highs here, and then you got the break right here. Hey, guess where that line is at, guys? 326. I got filled pretty great. This was kind of obvious, so good to measure your risk there. We're in power hour. Bullish things are my favorite at this point, right? So it's okay to get in the trade. Got in that trade, grabbed me, 500 shares, 16% gain, sold into the strength. That simple. As a bullish trader, that's what I'm looking for. Ascending triangle, this chart. I'm not going to review it. If you don't know it, go learn this stuff. It's all up there for you for free. So go learn all that stuff. Anyways, simple trade. That's how I ended the week. Great week. I believe this week was well over a $10,000 week. So thanks to MSGM. But yeah, that's kind of how that went. And then of course I did the other trade. Let me do that one too, the pxmd. Pxmd did have news as well too today. I believe it did. Let me just go down to the bottom. All right, pxmd. Man, I'm so mad I missed BBIA. Yeah, Bino was a good trade too. So pull it up here. pxmd, there we go. Pushing up a volume, blah, blah, blah. Had resistance and testing levels. I shot you guys. Yeah, so here it was. They secured $3.2 million in capital growth. So not really the best of news, but, it's positive news, so not too bad. We got it, right when we needed to get it. Here it is in pre-market. I only got like 10% from this trade. It was only like $360 I got from it. But it was just like right here in this area. Because as you guys seen in the screenshot, I was in both of them at the same time. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and catch HSCS, take my loss there, and I'll take my profit here. Which is great because look what happened. The moment I took my profit, boom, it crashed into bearish territory. Things just slowed down right there at the beginning of the hour. I don't know what was going on this Friday. I guess everybody was just gearing up to go, trade the other ones like, BBAI and, I believe ICS ran, but I don't think we alerted that one. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. So, yeah, that's just kind of recapping how, my whole thought process was. Again, I was in those two trades simultaneously. Obviously, in my broker, it looks a little, easier. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. That was a quick little 365 game. But those are all the trades I took today. Just want to kind of recap those for you. What a week. Definitely happy with the trades I took. 1 loss, 5 gains. Pretty substantial profit today. This week, well over $10,000 week. So that's good. Let's kind of keep this ball rolling. Again, do this day in and day out. It pays off, guys. So keep studying up, keep practicing. If you have any questions, message me, email me, etc., etc. I got a lot to do on this weekend. In between trying to get this live stream going for you guys, in between trying to get this advanced trading course finished for you guys to walk you through on how to do all this stuff step by step, since all of you already took like the how to day trade for beginners course and notice things. Now I'm going to fine tune everything for you to make you better traders and give you my process in and out. I still got football, baseball practice this season. So my weekends are very busy. So usually I have only like a few hours to even get through all this stuff here. But hopefully once the course is finished up and I can get the live stream going for you guys, I have more free time on my hands. So those of you who are asking questions and email me and stuff like that, please be a little bit patient for me to get to them because there is a lot of things going on right now. But other than that, guys, continue to kill it. Stay green out there. If you need anything, just let me know. My next trip isn't until probably like March 11th, I believe. I'm gonna try to go somewhere on the weekend and travel. I'll probably trade that week as well too. For those of you who are asking about me traveling, I am gonna probably kick off a few more flights this week or next month as well too if I get some time. But man, time is getting limited lately. But hopefully we can just kind of focus back on all this other stuff here, and I can just have more time to do that. But a lot going on in the works. But we're gonna simplify it, make it easy, live life how we want to. All right, so you guys stay green. Those of you that were asking about the alerts, they will be back up for those of you who want to join probably in like a week or so. Unfortunately, also another thing that we're dealing with, some people tried to hack the page and stuff like that. And so IT has shut it down for maintenance, so we have to deal with that. And plus right now the chat room again is filled with capacity. So hopefully in maybe a week or so, website will be back up and you can probably subscribe to the alerts if there's room in the alerts and chat room group. But if not, just got to wait it out because everyone that's signing up now until the alerts go, until the scanner goes live, you're all going to get that, no additional cost. That's just going to be, but people that come in after that, sign up after that, yeah, they're going to have to pay more for this because this scanner is like bread and butter for me. This is what does it. The alerts are great. The alerts just give me like major support, but the scanner is, it's awesome. So, but I'm going to get that going for you guys. A lot in the works, but if you need anything, let me know. Other than that, stay green.
All right, guys, you know the routine. If you enjoyed that video, please do us a favor, show some support and hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Let us know if you enjoyed this content. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts. We love hearing from you as well, too. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about anything whatsoever. Be more than happy to help you out. Until then, stay green.